Hello, Mark Crossfield here. Today we're going to take a look at the Mizuno JPX850 and compare it up to the Mizuno JPX850 Forged. We've got some real Titleist balls, my Pro V1X balls I game, GC2 HMT down here on the floor. Show you some real ball data from the two clubs. Let's see if there's anything dramatically different between these two apart from the looks. Let's get stuck in. Right guys, so we've got JPX850 hitting up against JPX850 Forged boron. So cast head to the forged head. Take out of that what you want. People will say the forged is softer and feels nicer than the cast. I would say before hitting these two, I guess they're going to have a different sound, which then will make you feel different, but you work into that what you wish. Talking about feel there really, and that's you feel what you want. Much thicker sole on 850 than the forged. Putting them down by the ball. Almost the same offset, you could argue. Maybe a fraction more in the 850 over the forged. Much thinner top line of the forged over the 850, which is what you would expect. So the big kind of battle for golfers with these two clubs is, yes, 850 forged boron looks classic, more like an appealing iron to lots of people, but 850 looks friendly, helpful. Mishits are going to be easier to cope with on this one than the boron. So let's hit some and see exactly how they feel like. Both got the chrome finish, similar head lengths as well. So I'm just going to hit the 850 regular to start me off, putting it down by the ball for a game improvement iron. Yes, it does look pretty nice because it isn't massively offset, which would put some people off. Off the face, it feels good, it feels springy off the face, and again, that's that sound. It makes quite a explosive sound, really. It's not the most explosive, but it makes a good old clip that does make you feel like it's really shooting off the face. Let's give it another hit. I caught that one good to slightly towards the toe, and it doesn't look like there's any kind of difference in performance. Being the toe of these clubs often are decently strong as long as you get them out of that kind of, what groove are we talking on? 1, 2, 3, kind of between 3, 4, 5 groove up here, so it's not low or high. Let's give it another hit. And I've got the 5-iron here, not really seeing the back of the club out the back of the head as well, which I think is good. I think for people it will be just a case of getting used to that chunkier iron if they want to go this one compared to obviously other Mizuno irons. But what that can offer in kind of user-friendly strikes can be priceless for lots of people. Yeah, I do feel like I could hit this high and low and do what I want with it. I'm liking that. So let's compare it up to the forged with boron. What's boron? Yeah, looks thinner, less offset, more classic. What kind of feel am I getting? I mean, caught that one slightly toey and it doesn't seem to have gone as high. Certainly that duller forged, truer sound, which for lots of people they're going to really buy into and like. For me, because I use actually game improvement clubs now, it just feels like I'm not getting enough out of it on a slight mishit like that one. Let's give it another hit. Hit that one really well. It is definitely a different acoustic, which you guys would all day long call this one feel softer and so on and so forth. I mean, this one does still offer help for mishits, but I just think 850 is going to offer a lot more. It's really going to be that kind of balance in your mind between cosmetics and data. Let's give it one more hit before we look at the actual numbers. Again, hit that one lovely. Feels great off the face when you catch it out in the middle. Look, two good clubs. It's really buying preference for you guys on those two. So do you want less offset, slimmer lines, or do you not care if it's chunky and then you want that little bit of help from across the face? Let's see exactly how much help you get, see if there's any difference in distances between forged and cast, which is often a common misconception. Let's check these numbers out. So numbers time, guys. JPX850 irons. Total distance on the 850, so it's a 5-iron, and this is the cast one, 183. If we go to the forged boron model, 183, same distance. Interesting. Peak height 29 yards. JPX850 not boron, so the cast version 33 yards, going a little higher. Launching at 16.6, where the boron version just fractionally lower at 14.9. Look how close they are. look how close they are. Now, when I have hit shots with customers on these two clubs as well, or students, they also are very close. What I do notice is when the mishits start to flow, the non-forged, the 850, not boron, the regular one, does tend to just slightly outperform, fractionally. If that's going to lower their handicap or not is a different decision, but it definitely just slightly outperforms because of that slightly friendlier head. The compromise for them is on the looks. So you can see there for numbers, very similar, a little bit more height. So if you're a low ball flighted player, you want a bit more height, the chunkier version is going to help. But if you want those classic looks, that better looking iron, definitely you're going to get good distance and what have you out the JPX boron, the forged model, the 850. But you are going to have to sacrifice on those mishits. If you don't miss it that often, then it won't make a difference. But if you want that more confidence iron, you're going to go more for the 850. But so close. Really, really close numbers. Let me know what you think, guys. Post comments down below. Are you expecting bigger differences or not? They're both the same loft. They're both the same length. That's exactly what I'd expect. A little bit more thicker soled, different CG placing maybe on the 850 to the forge, which is what's pushing that ball up a little bit higher and keeping it up there possibly. But very, very similar numbers. Let me know what you think. Post comments down below. Speak to you all soon. So if you like what's going on here, don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel. Also thumbs up the video, post comments. Love to hear what you guys got to say. Let's keep it social. The more we talk, the more we share, the easier this game will get for everybody. So if you want to find me on Facebook here, you can find me on Facebook. If you want to tweet me, find me on Twitter here as well. Just follow the links, all in the description. Come and join the show. Get active, get involved, get playing some better golf. Thanks for watching. Hello, Mark Cosworth here. Today we're going to take a look at the Mizuno JPX850 and compare it up to the Mizuno JPX850 forged. We've got some real Titleist balls, my Pro V1X balls like game, GC2 HMT down here on the floor. Show you some real ball data from the two clubs. Let's see if there's anything dramatically different between these two apart from the looks. Let's get stuck in. Right guys, so we've got JPX850 hitting up against JPX850 forged boron. So cast head to the forged head. Take out of that what you want. People will say the forged is softer and feels nicer than the cast. I would say before hitting these two, I guess they're going to have a different sound, which then will make you feel different, but you work into that what you wish. Talking about feel there really, and that's you feel what you want. Much thicker sole on 850 than the forged. Putting them down by the ball. Almost the same offset, you could argue. Maybe a fraction more in the 850 over the forged. Much thinner top line of the forged over the 850, which is what you would expect. So the big kind of battle for golfers with these two clubs is yes, 850 forged